Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is RBT and welcome back to another Madden 18 video, and today we're going to be testing out something a little different. Today we're going to be attempting real life trades in Madden 18 and see if any of them actually get accepted. I got some of the biggest trades that's happened over the past 3 months. Some of them aren't really big, but got the biggest. I think I got 14 trades on my list right here that we are going to attempt and see how many of them actually go through. So if you guys do enjoy today's challenge video, let me know by dropping a like. Let's see if we can smash 2,000 likes on today's video. If you guys have any other ideas similar to this, let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and be sure to turn on the notification bell if you haven't. But with that said, let's jump into real life trade attempt number 1. So this was pretty difficult to set up. It took me a long time to set this up. I had to make like separate connected franchises to get all this to work. But let's jump into trade number 1. But the first real life trade that we are going to attempt is a trade for the Buffalo Bills, and that is sending their third string quarterback Cardinals Jones to the Los Angeles Chargers for a 2018 7th round draft pick, which is a crazy thing because I feel like this will go through, but if I feel like it was the other way around, it wouldn't. But can we get a 7th round draft pick for Cardinals Jones? And we did. Like I said, it goes through on the Bills side of things, but I feel like I was the Chargers in this instance, it wouldn't go through. Now, trade attempt number 2 is another trade involving the Buffalo Bills, and that is sending the young middle linebacker from the University of Alabama, Reggie Ragland, to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 4th round draft pick. And I have a feeling this isn't gonna happen. And the fun thing to see, well, even if the trade doesn't go through, to see how close it actually is to going through. It's a real life freaking trade, so it should technically go through. But we're gonna submit it, and it's not even freaking close. So to get a 4th round draft pick, which they really did get in real life, that would take probably about 10 Reggie Raglands to get a 4th round draft pick from the Chiefs. Now for the first real big trade that happened in real life that we are going to attempt in today's video, and that is the trade that involved Ronald Darby and Jordan Matthews. So the Buffalo Bills sent their young cornerback, Ronald Darby, to the Philadelphia Eagles, who they are interested in for Jordan Matthews. But the kicker is the fact that the Buffalo Bills also got a 3rd round draft pick from the Philadelphia Eagles. So draft picks are valued pretty heavily in this game, but let's see if this will go through. So real life trade, I think number 3. Gonna submit this, and it was about halfway to going through. Now, I'm just curious to see if this would go through just straight up for the 2 players, and it was actually. Now that kind of surprises me. So the next huge trade to go through involving the Buffalo Bills. I think you guys all know what trade's coming up next. And this is the last trade that does involve the Buffalo Bills, and that is sending Sammy Watkins to the LA Rams for EJ Gaines in a 2nd round draft pick. Now, I'd be very surprised if this trade does actually go through because of the value of the draft pick. Now, I'm not sure what EJ Gaines' overall actually is. It's an 82. So I actually don't think this will go through. I'm not even sure if it would go through straight up because just the way Madden is sometimes in terms of trading, I just don't think it'll go through. But let's see. EJ Gaines, 2nd round draft pick, happened in real life, can it happen in a video game, and it's not even halfway going through. Like, I don't even think this would go through straight up. And yep, it would take 2 Sammy Watkins to bring in EJ Gaines, which happened in real life. And to get the 2nd round draft pick, it'd probably take about 8 or 9 Sammy Watkins. So, good job, EA. So the next trade, this is going to be the only trade involving the Pittsburgh Steelers, is the trade that sent Sammy Watkins to the Browns for only a 6th round draft pick. But with Sammy Coates being a 67 overall, I don't think this will go through in this game. But you never know, because this game is wild. They don't need a wide receiver. They're not interested in them. Let's see if it'll go through. And it's not even freaking a 3rd of the way going through. So it would take about probably 3 Sammy Watkins, or Sammy Coates rather, to get a 6th round draft pick. Was it a 2018 draft pick? Yes, it was. So I lied to you guys. There actually is a couple more deals that do involve the Steelers. So the next one is going to involve them sending a 4th round draft pick from this year to the San Francisco 49ers for what was their starting tight end, or I guess it wasn't, Vance McDonald. And I don't feel like this will go through. It'll probably take like a 3rd, but we're going to try. Just kidding. So this trade does actually go through. Now this trade it's pretty crazy that actually went through in real life. The Steelers sent Ross Cockrell to the New York Giants for a 7th round draft pick. Now this is another one of those instances where I believe if I was the Giants in this situation, in this franchise, this would never in a million years go through, but I'm like pretty freaking sure this is going to go through straight up, and of course it does. So this is an interesting trade that went through in real life, and this is the only trade that is going to involve the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts sent one of their younger wide receivers, Philip Dorsett, to the New England Patriots for Jacoby Brissett. And that kind of rhymed. So you need to call me Edgar Allan Bro. But I doubt this goes through because teams really heavily favor like backup quarterbacks that are higher overall. And I don't feel like this will go through like even close. Yep. So to bring in Jacoby Brissett, you'd have to have about probably 15 Philip Dorsetts. So the next trade involves the Cleveland Browns once again. And this is when they sent veteran middle linebacker Demario Davis, unfortunately for him, to the New York Jets. I mean, it was bad, either way. But they sent him to the Jets for young, kind of a bust, free safety, Calvin Pryor. And Calvin Pryor is no longer even a member of the Browns. He got cut by the Browns, and you got to be pretty bad to get cut by the Browns, and now he's a member of the Jaguars. But pretty sure this trade is going to go through. Once again, if it was on the flip side, I doubt it would. But let's see if it does. And just like that, the trade offer was accepted. So the next 4 trades that we are going to attempt are going to involve the Seahawks. And I didn't realize how much trading they had done in the last couple months. Like I said, this is all real life trades that had happened, I believe, since June. I tried to pick out like the best ones or the most notable ones. And this one's probably like the least notable out of the whole entire video, but we're still going to try to attempt it. This one involved trading away one of their younger middle linebackers, Kevin Pierre-Louis, to the Kansas City Chiefs for their linebacker that is, I believe he is an outside linebacker, DJ Alexander. They're both relatively young, but they do need a middle linebacker, but the interest is in the red. Let's see if this will go through, and it's about halfway. So to bring in DJ Alexander, who is a lower overall in Madden than Kevin Pierre-Louis, you'd probably need about 2 Kevin Pierre-Louises. So the next trade from the Seahawks is going to include Tremaine Brock Sr., the veteran, to the Minnesota Vikings. They actually traded him for a 7th round draft pick. They're not interested in him, although I think this is going to go through because, I mean, you could pretty much send like a 60 overall player to any team in this game for a 7th round draft pick. But once again, another instance, if we flip the teams and I was the Vikings, I don't think this trade would go through. We're going to submit it, and trade, easy enough, was accepted just like in real life. Now this next one is a pretty big and the most complicated trade in this video, just like it happened in real life. The Seattle Seahawks sent their wide receiver, Jermaine Kearse, and a 2nd round draft pick from this year to the New York Jets for Sheldon Richardson. And also something that's quite interesting is not only for Sheldon Richardson, they also swapped 7th round draft picks. Why? I'm not sure, but that's just a part of the deal, as it was in real life. So, they don't have a 7th? Huh? Why don't the Jets have a 7th? Jets don't have a 7th in the game? Well, this is awkward. I guess we go with the 7th from next year to get it as accurate as possible. That's weird. So let's see if this goes through. I think it will, but you never know with it being Madden. Gonna submit the trade offer, and it was actually accepted. And since the Seahawks traded away one of their cornerbacks earlier in the video, they had to also go out and get themselves a pretty good corner for depth. And that corner is a youngster from the New England Patriots. Not really even that good. Well, he's a 74 overall, so he's, decent. 24-year-old Justin Coleman. And I don't think this is going to go through because it's just a 7th round draft pick. And, yep, you need about 20 of those. And last but not least, the most recent trade that kind of struck the NFL world, the New Orleans Saints signing newly acquired and signed veteran running back Adrian Peterson, who wants to play till he's about 38 years old, to the Arizona Cardinals for a 6th round draft pick. And I know for a fact this is going to go through straight up, but I just want to show you guys something. For some reason, I don't know what they did in Madden. Like, if you have a running back over 70 overall or over 69, I believe every team is somewhat interested in them. So this deal 100% is going to go through on the Saints side of things. But if you flip the roles, And let's go back and try to get Adrian Peterson back from the Cardinals for a 6th round draft pick. We'll see just how not close that is to going through. Although he is super old, kind of interested to see. But a 6th round draft pick, things flipped in the trade.